So this, right? First, let's understand waterfall model. Okay, so then we can compare both waterfall and Agile methodologies, so that you can have a some idea why they have a difference and those things. And then we can come back to that. Okay, that yeah. So yeah, here it is, waterfall model. So we have so many models in the market, but the famous ones are waterfall and Agile methodology. What is? And there is other models like V model, spiral model, prototype model, and iterative model, and incremental rapid application development model. Iterative, incremental, both same. And we have rapid application development models. But let's understand what is waterfall model. So waterfall model, as you know, from the requirements gathering till the delivery of the product, it's all like a waterfall. You cannot take it back. If something goes wrong, also you cannot take it back. It has to fall down only to the next phase. So that is called waterfall model. So it's similar to waterfall. Okay. So one phase completes, then next phase will start. First phase completes, then only next phase will start. There is no parallelism. Okay. So there is no sequential. There is no parallelly activities cannot be done here. So it's a sequential, one after the other, it has to be done. So again, first feasibility study, okay. Then software requirements analysis will happen. Then product design, so detailed design, coding, testing. So in the testing, you have a lot of, right? So in the coding itself, developers will do unit testing, right? Then we will do product validation. Basically, the product validation is we have integration testing, system testing, and UAT, user acceptance testing, we call that last one. So user acceptance testing is done, then the deployment will happen. So then finally deployment will happen. So user acceptance testing, business people will do, then deployment will happen. So this is the complete waterfall model, but everything, so one after the other only. That's called waterfall model. So this is the first introduced model in the IT industry. So which is also known as a linear sequential model. It is also called linear sequential lifecycle model. So each phase should be executed fully before next phase can begin. So each phase first it has to be completed for starting the next phase. So you remember all our phases, right? Requirements gathering, analysis, design, coding, testing, and deployment. Deployment and maintenance. So that each phase so completes, then it will start the next phase. Even to see testing, when it will start, after coding only testing will start. So when this model is used is when there are no uncertain requirements and small requirements. So then you can go for this. So testing starts only when the development is complete. So this phase do not overlap. So general, there is no overlapping. And the strengths of waterfall model is, So easy to understand, easy to use, because you have a long time gap. So like 6 months or 1 year, 2 years also, the releases will be there. So that anybody can come and they can easily join and understand the process, SDLC process, and they can easily mingle with their team, other team members. Basically provides a structure to the inexperienced staff. That's what I just now I told you. In newly joined people can easily get the complete structure of the project, and they can the code or test anything. Milestones are well understood, so when is the release date they will give. So almost so least one is 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. Something is, if it is a product, it will take more time, right? So that's the only this can be used if more requirements are stable. So then you can use this, and also this is good for management control, and you can easily plan, and you can track what tasks are finishing easily. That's the strength of this one. This will work well when the quality is more important than cost and schedule. Okay, so such cases people will prefer a waterfall model. So the deficiencies of waterfall model is, so before starting this waterfall model or any project, okay, any project.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. If I disconnect anywhere in the middle, I'll text you on WhatsApp. My internet has been a little bit unstable.
Yeah, I think you're now you're breaking.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it is unstable. So I'll just I'll keep you posted if anything happens.
Okay, fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So all requirements must be known upfront before starting the project. That's a deficiency. Deliverables created for each phase are considered frozen. That means each phase, so when to finish that. So that the deliverables are frozen, and basically it gives a false impression for the customers. So what is happening, you don't know, because until you release the product, so you don't know anything, right? So that will give you a false impression about the product, what is happening. So basically, and also a lot of iterations you have to takes place here. Integration is one very big bang at the end, because you have to integrate all the different small components. That will take a lot of time. So there is no opportunity or little opportunity for the customer to preview the system, because customer won't be involved, because you have to wait for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. So very little opportunity for the customer to preview how it works and everything. So defects were being found very late in the life cycle, because after coding only testing starts. That's why you have you have a testing, but still it will start after coding only. And testing will take less time due to later involvement. So, but now they modified this waterfall model. Now they are involving, even though if you are following a waterfall, they are involving all the team members from the beginning. Previously after coding only, but now they will involve you from the beginning, but after coding only you will start actual testing. But before that you can do test case designing, reviewing, all those things. But here after coding only you will do the actual testing, integration test. A lot of testing it will happen. Then when to use this waterfall model? Requirements are well known. Okay, requirements are well known. When you know the requirements very well, then you can go for this. When there is a product definition is stable, already product is available, in the market. So then you can go for this waterfall model. You know technology and softwares very well, then you can go for this waterfall model. And you want to generate a new version of an existing product. Like you know, right? Windows laptop, you see Windows 10, 11, like that, different versions you want to give for the existing products. So then people will go for this waterfall model. Even you can see Java, different versions they're releasing every 6 months. They're following waterfall model only. Okay. So that's the, no, you want to port an existing product to new platform. Such cases also waterfall model is widely used. So that's the waterfall model. Waterfall model is basically a linear sequential model, and testing will be started after coding only. And you should know very well the requirements. Mostly product-based companies will use this waterfall model. Okay, so that's how waterfall model means. Any doubts before moving on to the
Oh, it's clear so far. Thank you.
V model? Okay. So if you see V model, waterfall is one after the other, right? Now V is not like that. So V model is one side verification, other side validation. We know verification and validation. So verification means all the verification activities. Verification activities where you will do on the documents, right? On the documents, on the design documents, on the test plans, on the requirements documents, all these places you will do verifications. Other side, maybe you know, here you will be preparing the test cases, reviewing the test cases, everything will be done in the verification side only. So once the implementation is done, then so you will perform component testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing, and then deployment and maintenance. So that's the waterfall. But these activities will be done in parallel with the development activities. See this. So V model provides a guidance that testing needs to begin as early as possible in the life cycle. As early as possible in the life cycle. So the testing team will start from the beginning. So it tells us testing is not only an execution based activity. Testing means not only executing the test cases. There are other activities. So along with, you know, coding, developers, you will do your activities and developers will do developer activities. So you will carry out the testing activities parallel with the development team. So development activities and testing activities will be carried out in parallel. So what is your testing activities? You can ask. Testing activities is understanding the requirements. So in the verification process, then designing the test cases, reviewing the test cases. These are the testing activities in the verification process. In the validation side, that will come only after coding. Okay, that we'll see. So basically, the base for testing the product is once the development is completed development, then only we can so test them or validate them. So by starting test design early, that means test case design early, defects are often found in the test basis document only. Test basis document means test case document, test plan document, requirements document. These are all called traceability matrix document. These documents are called test basis documents. So you are going to prepare in advance before actual testing talks start time. Before you will prepare a test case document, test plan document, test traceability matrix. You will prepare that. So in that you can find the defects easily in the requirements if something wrong. So the good practice in the V model is you will involve the testers earlier, so very earlier. So when they're reviewing the requirement document itself, they will involve you in this, so that you will get a better idea. Okay. So that's the one thing. And so V model illustrates that how verification and validation activities are carried out. So in the in the entire project development. So in the V model, verification testing takes place, especially during the early stages, like reviewing the requirements, and late in the life cycle also during user acceptance testing, just verifying all the test cases are covered or not, all the features are working or not, you can cover, right? So that's the, so this V model. So what are the strengths of V model is emphasize planning for verification and validation of the product in the early stage of the product development. Each deliverable must be testable, and project management can track the progress by milestones, and easy to use this V model. But there are some weaknesses. Those are, it's a difficult to handle a concurrent event because you are doing a parallel activities, right? Testing and development activities. Such cases, so maintaining, controlling them is a bit difficult. Doesn't handle iterations and phases. Doesn't easily handle dynamic changes in the requirements. Doesn't contain risk analysis activities. Here, risk analysis won't happen here. So that's the weaknesses. When to use this one is, so this one is very useful when you need more reliable product. So then you can go for this V model. Example is hospital patient control applications. All requirements are known upfront. If you know, then you can go for a V model. You want, when you can modify the requirements is beyond analysis phase only. Till analysis phase only you can modify. After that, once the design started, you cannot modify that. And the solution and technology are known for you, then you can go for this. That's the this V model and waterfall model. So that's enough for us. And let me give you few more. Iterative lifecycle model. Iterative lifecycle model also another important. So then a rapid model we can go. Then we can see the differences between waterfall and and another one, it is agile methodology. But I want you to spend some time. If you want, take a break alternative days, but read. That's very important. If you are not spending time, and that's going to be difficult. So tomorrow I want you understand the complete agile process and explain to me. Okay. Maybe if you don't want to write, just in the selfie video, just explain. That's more than enough. I will just listen. Okay. So what explain? So that's enough for me. If writing, it will take a lot of time, right? Maybe you can explain. So you understand whatever you understand about all the meetings and all the process, agile process, how it works. That you can explain. Okay. Okay. So let's go to iterative lifecycle model. What is iterative lifecycle model means? So if you observe this is the phase 1 and phase 2, phase 3. That means first phase, basically each phase some features will be developed, and first phase is the base. On top of that, second phase will be developed. On the first 2 pages, on top of that, third phase will be developed. That means basically incrementally they will keep on adding the new features to the product or project. So that is called incremental or iterative development model, we call this. Gradually they're increasing the size of the project by adding new features every time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the iterative or incremental model means. See that. So not all life cycles are sequential. Only waterfall is the sequential. So there is a iterative or incremental life cycles where instead of developing one large development timeline from beginning to end, in the waterfall model we do like that, right? Large development life cycle. And you want to separate the features. So big feature you will take more time to do that development. But in the iterative, it's not like that. So we will basically, we cycle through a number of smaller self-contained life cycle phases. So you will, project will be divided into small features. So that's how this iterative or incremental model will work. So let's say a common feature of iterative approach is, so the delivery is divided into increments or builds, with each increment adding a new functionality. That is the main concept of this iterative or incremental model. Okay. So first increment maybe, first build maybe just infrastructure development. Okay. So to support the project, right? That infrastructure development, they will build in the first build. Then next builds, they will keep on adding new features. Okay. So that's this iterative or incremental model means, and also you will do a lot of regression testing here. Why more regression testing? Because you are adding build by build, right? When you are build by build, previous build you have to test. And the integration also more you will do integration testing, and more regression also you will do. So that's this iterative or incremental model means. Because so you developed this one. Phase 1 is developed. You have to test this one, right? Independently you test. Now, when you develop the second one, you will integrate with this. When you integrate, the data is flowing from this phase 1 to phase 2 or module 1 to module 2 or not. How can you test it? You have to test it again. So that more integration, more regression testing must be done in the iterative or incremental model. Okay, that's the main thing here. And so basically the more strength of this one is, first you will develop high risk and major functions first, which is most important for the, so this, and then you can, each release delivers an operational product. That means working product only will release. Customer can respond to each build because they can see, right? So that's why they will respond. They can give a feedback, and then the improvements, if they need, they will take the improvements also. So that's how it will go in the incremental model. And also basically people will use a divide and conquer rule. So that approach they will follow here. And so lowers initial delivery cost with this approach. Initial product delivery is very faster. Customers get important functionality very early. Risk of changing requirements is reduced because you are first to develop the risk one very high demanded module only first. That's why. So increment model weaknesses are requires good planning and design. So if it is so not planned properly and design is not good, and it will collapse. So that's why architect plays a major role here. Any project, architect plays a major role. Requires early definition of complete and fully functional system to allow for the definition of increments. So before starting the next one, that fully completed with the proper requirements. So well-defined module interfaces are required. So if any UI is there, so they will develop the pages and then they will start coding. So basically you hear about UX designers, right? They will draw the interfaces. Total cost of the complete system is not lower. It's not because you're going module by module. That's why it will take more time and cost also. So when to use incremental model is risk, funding, schedule, program complexity, and need for early realization of benefits, then you can go for this. Most of the requirements are well known upfront, then you can go for this. And so basic functionality you want to get to the market very early, then you can go for this. So projects which have lengthy development schedules, you can go for this. Projects with a new technologies, you can implement on this iterative or incremental approaches. So that's a waterfall model, V model, and incremental model. The last one, let me show you rapid application development model. So here in the rapid application development model, what will happen is the functions will be independent teams will develop parallelly. Same, for example, this all that belongs to same project, but each teams are different. This team is different, this team is different. So you see, each team has, first they will define the requirements, they will develop the application, they will build it, and they will test it. See, same function 2 also, they have their own Scrum team, they have their own Scrum master, and they have their own product owner, and then they will develop that, okay? And all will run parallelly, so that it will finish quickly, and you will see the product very early. So that is this rapid application. That's why you call rapid application development model. You see, the meaning itself it is telling. Parallel development of functions and subsequent integration. So basically, you will develop the modules in parallel, as they were very, very small projects. So developments are time boxed and delivered and then assembled into a working project. So this can very quickly give the customer something to see, and you can give the feedback immediately. So that's what this rapid application development model means. Okay. So when you can go for this, so reduced cycle time and improved productivity with the fewer people, then you can go for this rapid application development. Time box approach, which mitigates the cost and the risk. Customer involved throughout the complete cycle, so minimize the risk of not achieving any customer satisfaction and business needs. Focus moves from documentation to coding mostly. Uses modeling concepts to capture information about business, data, and processes. So that's what the main strengths of RAD development model. So RAD weaknesses are, so it will be very faster development process. So, and you can give a quick preview of the application to the customers. So risk of never achieving closure, because keep on developing. That's why. So there is a closure will be very less, because it keep on changing every time that new requirements keep coming, and you will keep developing. So different products, different teams keep working on that. Hard to use with the legacy systems. Requires a system that can be modularized. You should realize that where the more modules you can divide, there only you can use this approach. So developers and customers must be committed to rapid fire activities in abbreviated time frame, because so it's like, basically now all these models are not there. Only agile methodology. Why this model and incremental model both are mixed in the agile methodology. So that's why these are gone. Only agile methodology people are using. So that's why no need to spend much time here, but spend time more on agile methodology only.
Okay.
And waterfall model. So these two, just to have a fair knowledge on that. That's more than enough. So when to use is a very well-known requirements are there. You can use it. User involved throughout life cycle. That means customer project can be time boxed, functionally delivered in increments, high performance not required, low technical risks, system can be modularized. That cases only can use this RAD. Okay, so these are all different models. We have seen waterfall, V model, iterative model, RAD model, agile methodology. Okay, so let's join back and we'll discuss the difference between agile methodology and waterfall methodology. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you.